Assalamu alaikum friends. A very tough and difficult demands which were ordered, not presented by the IMF to the government of Pakistan during this negotiation. Certain things are very difficult indeed. Difficult in the sense that the government is not ready for that. That the powerful segments of the society, they are not ready for that. What are those very tough demands? Three very tough demands floated by the IMF. The most important of all, they say that reduce gradually your defense budget. That is what they are demanding from Pakistan. Pakistan, since has quite a challenging atmosphere to live at, so for that reason, we have been spending huge amount of money on our defense needs, particularly due to the neighboring countries and even more particularly because of India. Unfortunately, the economy of Pakistan could not develop at all. Rather, it kept deteriorating with the passage of time. So, for that reason, this defense budget seems huge. Were our economy developing with the passage of time, and in that case, this defense budget wouldn't have been seen too big or too unaffordable. So the trouble is not with the defense budget but with the economy. Whatever the case, either you agree with me or not, there are definitely two schools of thought upon it, and I respect even the other school of thought as well, which says that the defense budget is too high, although I don't agree with them. This is a very tough demand because the military establishment is not going to digest it. Also, they say, which is a part of this demand, that as far the pensions are concerned, pensions given to the defense personnel are concerned, it shouldn't be put into the civilian expenditure, rather be included back into the defense budget, which is very right and very reasonable as well. So reducing or minimizing the defense budget, reducing it and keep reducing it gradually is what IMF is demanding from Pakistan. That is one of the very tough demands. The other tough demand is that as for the civil bureaucracy is concerned, the military generals, the judiciary, their foreign assets as well as their local or domestic assets must be shown to the public. That is also what is being demanded by IMF. I absolutely appreciate this demand because all the powerful segments of the society, all the powerful people in Pakistan, they have been manipulating and exploiting the resources of Pakistan and didn't allow it to be benefited well by the general public, by the commoners. So, in that case, the generals, retired generals, the civil bureaucrats, the judiciary, and the politicians, the ruling class. The four segments comprising the ruling class, they have been always taking taking undue advantage of their powerful position, and they are seen manipulating and exploiting the resources of Pakistan much more than what they actually deserve. So this is the second demand by the IMF, that the foreign assets all belonging to the civil bureaucracy, judiciary and generals, particularly outside the country and even inside the country, must be made public. I think I appreciate it a lot. Not only me, rather, every sensible person in Pakistan must put this demand. Although this demand should have been presented and should have been forced by the general public of Pakistan. The third, very tough demand, which has already been implemented. The third, very tough demand indeed, which has been already implemented, is that the rupee must be must be left unsupported, uncontrolled by the government of Pakistan, and let it float freely and determine its own value. Maybe this is being done by all the powerful economies, almost all the powerful economies, and maybe that is also, maybe I don't say, only the monetary experts will be able to better tell what kind of repercussions it is going to have upon the life of a general Pakistani, upon the life of an ordinary Pakistani. But one thing is already there, and that one thing already there is that there was a specific rate, there was an interbank rate about the foreign currencies, and there was an open market rate. And as for the general public of Pakistan is concerned, every time they do have to sell or to buy any of the foreign currencies, they do have to buy it from the local market, and they do have to sell it to the local market as well. So already there were two parallel rates going on as for the foreign currencies, as for the dollars, US dollars are concerned. So this is the very third, the very tough demand, third. And the fourth very tough demand is the IMF is demanding for Pakistan that all the subsidies from the petroleum prices, from the electricity, from the gas, all of that must be withdrawn, and there shouldn't be any sort of subsidy given even to the smaller consumers. That is also one of the very tough demands. As for the political governments of Pakistan are concerned, these political governments, and these, because of the fear of unpopularity, because of the backlash from the public of Pakistan, they don't take the right and the tough decision. They don't make the reform. The reforms are very desperately needed here in the economy of Pakistan, if at all we want to live honorably, and if at all we want our economy to become slightly better, if at all not very competent. And then the last and the fifth demand, which is insisted upon by the International Monetary Fund, is that GST, 17 to 18% of GST upon each and every product, and enhancing the taxpayers list, and this is the taxpayers ratio in Pakistan, desperately increasing the ratio of the taxpayers in the society. Taxpayers mean people who are paying the direct taxes, people who are submitting their income tax return, and not only this thing, rather the due tax must be received from all the businessmen. This is what is being demanded from the IMF, and then which they should have been demanding, and much more than that, we the general public of Pakistan should or must have been demanding is that as far the extravagant lifestyle of the rulers and the member of the parliaments and the bureaucrats and the generals and the judges, that all must be curtailed drastically. If at all it is undone, then nothing good is going to happen, because most of the resources of Pakistan are being consumed by this ruling class, and they people don't serve the general public. This is what the general public must take cognizance of, must be cognizant of, and must be protesting, must be demanding, rather must be pressurizing from the government of Pakistan. Thank you.